the end there. Wasn't able to didn't understand that very niche interaction, and quite frankly, I don't really blame him for that. All right, and well, that's gonna be this. This will be heading to our next set. But while we're waiting for the next set to be loaded in, I just want to let our Singapore viewers know that Pokkén Singapore and Pokkén BGC hold offline at Escape every month. So if you're able to come down, I believe our next date is going to be the 12th of June, I believe. 11th of let me just double check my calendar here. It's gonna be the 11th of June. It's gonna be on a Sunday this time, so it's gonna be a little bit different here. So if you can make it, be sure to come down and join us. Alright, here we see Brian Sempai here playing with the Gardevoir. That's a very interesting character. He's definitely not brought out this Gardevoir in a very long time. Oh nope, not a real punish there from Brian Sempai, but he's still able to get the resets off. A quick release CA from Coro is going to do the job. Doesn't quite get the combo on Gardevoir because of how floaty she is. And Coro is just going to start wall jumping, just try to build up that synergy meter and try to build up that defense buff. Look at how long that thing lasts, by the way. Oh, good punish there from Coro, but doesn't quite land the correct... doesn't quite convert off the Mimikyu. It's still gonna be able to win with about half life more. And this is a huge advantage here for Coro. Still sitting on meter. The Mewtwo here from Brian Sempai just kind of suffering a little bit against Coro's very slow and methodical playstyle. Oof, that CA is gonna deal a huge chunk of damage here, and Brian Sempai left on Dregs with 330 HP. The Drain Punch auto-corrects to the other side. That is a very interesting interaction I never thought I would have to think about. Burst here from Brian Sempai wants to end this as quickly as possible, doesn't want too many shenanigans to happen. However, he's gonna whiff the jump X, and that's gonna give Coro a huge punish with the Thunderclap press. Oof, double buffed up. And it's a good day to stall. Brian Sempai with the speed down debuff. This is such a hard ask for him. He's not gonna be able to connect that. Side disaster. Jump X does land though. Oh, gets the crit grab with the confusion. Resets, just goes for the grab, and that's gonna kill. Wow. Okay, very smooth by Brian Sempai in the end. The resets definitely showing that he still remembers a lot of the tech in the head from the lab. Drain Punch punishes Coro on the Aura Sphere attempt. And whoa, this is a huge punish here from Brian Sempai. Doesn't quite land second JX though. Oh, this is gonna be quite a meaty punish there for Brian Sempai. And Coro's taken quite a lot of damage on his second character. And this deficit has just quietly closed up here. Frogadier. Oh, Brian Sempai just lets loose the YOLO Hyper Beam. And Coro, this is a pretty big disadvantage here. If he loses this field phase, this could spell huge trouble for him. Brian Sempai thinking on the supports is going to end up with the Frogadier. And anti-airs, just trying to set up shop here is Coro. But very, very good, nice whiff punish there for Brian Sempai. Overheat is baited out once again. Doesn't commit to the second hit of the string, and it just punishes deftly with the Psycho Cutter. Oh, Smog! This is a big comeback. This is a comeback opportunity for Coro here. He just needs to clean this character out as cleanly as possible. And now it's down to Charizard versus Chandelier. Now Coro's sitting at a pretty big life deficit, but in terms of matchups, he can close this life lead very quickly. Charizard definitely a character that has to take a lot of risks against Chandelier in field phase to be able to just close that gap. But Chandelier is so good at making space in this matchup. Things could prove very difficult, but Brian Sempai gets the hardest part of the matchup done here. He wins the field phase. Just have to be very careful not to give up too much space here. Oh, tries to jump out and eats the 8Y conversion. Jumping away here is Coro, but doesn't get punished for that. Very fortunate for him. Oh, Coro, you can't punish that. That is minus 16, I believe. Actually, that might have been punishable. I'm not sure. Alright, Brian Sempai here should probably going for the burst. Reading a little bit here is he is. I don't know why I just spoke like Yoda. Alright, neutral Y with the EV buff is going to be able to help him fight out that pressure. Baits out the overheat, but it wasn't committed to, so he doesn't have much damage to worry about. Oh, except for that, that's gonna do a lot of damage. Alright, just one hit away, but this 1 HP could be a really hard 4 HP to just deal with. That one hit is gonna feel like it's ages coming. And Coro is successfully able to wall Brian Sempai out there. Alright. Expertly played by Coro there. It came down quite close to the wire there, but it just shows you that in 3v3, health leads aren't just the only thing you have to worry about. You have to worry about matchups as well. And Brian Sempai is gonna decide to rematch and rock with the God of War lead here. So very interesting choice. The decision to run it back might come back to haunt him. Alright. We're heading to game 2 here, and the first phase is won by Coro once again. Brian Sempai a little bit too late in releasing that back Y. Catches the back dash. And oh, this is a lot of damage, but doesn't quite able to land the 5Y. God of War just a little bit too floaty for some of these mix-ups to land. Oh, good arrow there from Brian Sempai here. He's going to be able to build some space up here. Oh, he doesn't get the crit though. Is covering his 2Y with the future sights. Very standard God of War stuff. Building up the future sight stocks. And it's gonna opt to eat the Mimikyu in exchange for getting a fat magical leaf off. Coro gets a knockdown once again in the corner, and Brian Sempai just completely pinned down here. Tries to go for a grab there. Very interesting option there for Brian. He's gonna lose his God of War for that, and well, 152 HP with burst. This could be a situation where Coro just snowballs the game out of control. Alright. Gonna be heading into things here. Electro Web here, very ballsy from Coro, but the risk pays off. Gets it a second one, is it gonna be the 3-peat? It gets a 3-peat! It's gonna shift. No, it's not! Burst Wave tries to reset him, gets the fall wave. The Electro Web God is back, ladies and gentlemen! The chase down. Oh, he didn't believe. He didn't go for the 5th. And Brian Senpai here just trying to bait Coro into taking a bad button. Flamethrower gets the wall splat, but doesn't quite able to land the conversion. But that Flare Blitz will close it out, and well, that was pretty scary for Brian Senpai. He nearly lost his 2nd character there. But this is a huge advantage for Coro here, and now he can just go into the Chandelier and just kind of just bully Brian Senpai out of this game from now on. The field phase just such a difficult prospect for Chandelier to win. Brigadier just trying to pin Chandelier in place. Will get the conversion though, but no, isn't able to win the 50-50 guessies. Oh, Coro even wins the phase. He's gonna get that recoverable life back, and with the Hex, that is going to be a dead Charizard. Alright, just down to the last character here that Mewtwo is going to have to put in work here for Brian Senpai. Brigadier gets called. Doesn't combo into itself though. And Coro just doing an adept job at just covering all the options at once. Ooh, good anti-air by Coro there. And is able to space himself away from the 6x. But this is a bit of a scary position for him to be in now, because Brian Senpai has that burst here. He can, if he so chooses, he can just burst and just close to just end this Chandelier's career right here, right now. But I do believe he's trying to save it for the final character. For why not punishable there by Chandelier. And just slowly chipping away at his life bar. This is one of the most agonizing experience. For those of you who have never experienced it, it is incredibly agonizing to be stuck in this position. Just slowly taking chip damage. And eventually your nerves wear thin and you will make a mistake. Oh, punish! Very, very good reaction there for Brian Senpai. He's gonna use the burst attack to finish off this character. Not where he wanted to be, but he's gonna have at least a fighting chance here in this final character. The showdown against Lucario here. Fortunately for Brian Senpai, the meta situation is pretty good for him. And Coro is still very far from getting burst, even though I believe he's running Special Cheer. Alright, Mimikyu. Oh, YOLO 6x coming up from Brian Senpai. Quite an option there coming up from him. Gets the throw after the reset. It's gonna opt to not call the Eevee there. That could be a costly mistake. Oh, and Coro just playing a little bit tricksy there, just to try to finish off the game, and he succeeds. Very, very well done by Coro. And Coro